Time to take a look at another one of the many re-releases from the Activision back catalogue. Like many of the other releases, this is a Ricochet release, and it is, as you can see, Little Computer People. So here's the front cover, and the one thing I've got to say about this straight away, which is out of the ordinary, is this in the corner here, $2.99. I'm pretty sure most of the Ricochet releases were $1.99, but this one obviously was $2.99. Not sure why they felt the need to put that on the corner there. But as you can see, we've got the Little Computer People logo, we've got the little computer person doing his various things around the house, playing the piano, carrying some logs and being in bed and stuff like that. So quite a nice comical front cover. Tape case is falling to bits on this one a little bit, but there's the spine, which is as you'd expect. And on the back, if I can keep it together, we've got some screenshots. You can see the little house that the little computer person lives in. And the text there says, "A little person is waiting to move into your computer. Strange but true. This cassette loads a special house into your machine. With the house in place, the fellow will take up residence. This could be the start of a beautiful relationship." Oh, isn't that sweet? Inside we've got the loading instructions right at the top there. And then an introduction to the game. Working late in a computer science laboratory one night, a group of researchers stumbled across an earth-shattering discovery. Cute little humanoid creatures living inside computers. So it's got a nice little backstory there. And then inside it actually goes into the in-game instructions. Responsibility of ownership. Caring for physical needs. Caring for emotional needs. Communication. And last but not least, the mystery. Absolutely no one has found out what the LCPs get up to when they go through the door and disappear off the screen. No, not the toilet door, the other one. There's a bit of mystery there, as it says. And that's pretty much it. The only other thing is stuff that we've already seen before. So the game loads and you're presented with this screen, and this is the house that the little computer person lives in, and it asks you to enter the time of day. So I will do that. Roughly. It's about 7 o'clock. Oh, I typed that wrong. So we'll put 7 PM in. And here comes my little computer person through the door at the bottom right. Seems to have white hair and wearing shades. He's also got a pet dog, which you can see walking around at the bottom. And basically, if you didn't know what this game is about, it's one of these virtual pets. It's in fact probably the first example of a virtual pet. Or something like The Sims obviously got inspiration from this as well. Basically you look after your little human and feed him and entertain him and so on. So you can do that by pressing various commands. For example, if you do Control and F, that will deliver some food apparently. He's sitting watching the TV at the moment. Let's try that again. He doesn't want to get up. As you can tell, there's no sound. Graphics are quite nice. He's looking at the screen. Maybe I need to talk to him first. So you can type anything you like in and talk to him. So I'll try pressing hello. There we go. He's sort of responding to me. So now let's try and get him some food. He's having a wander around. No, he's going in this room up the top. Sometimes they don't seem to respond to the things that you're trying to do for them. So let's try and get some dog food, which is Control and D. Also not seeming to do anything at the moment. Thus far, not a very good demonstration. What you find with these little computer people is sometimes they just don't listen to you. He's having a wander down the stairs now. Maybe he's going to the door. Trod on his dog on the way down the stairs. The dog's very cute, nicely animated. He just wanders around and does his own thing. Right, he's going to the door now and he's getting something from out the door. There you go. He's picked up some dog food. And he's going to go and put that in the dog bowl and the dog will go and eat it at some point. There's other things you can do. You can see there in his kitchen there's a water cooler. If you do Control W, that fills up. Hopefully you can see that alright. So we fill his water up, so he's got plenty of water. Let's see, let's get him some food of his own now. Try again to do that. No, he's off upstairs again. So you can give him other commands. So for example, he's got a piano in the house. So you can try and get him to play the piano, and he may or may not do that. Let's see. He's heading in the right direction. Nope. Oh no, he's shutting the door. That's fair enough. Nope, once again he's not doing it. He's a very insolent little computer person. He's putting the telly on again. Let's try to tell him to switch off the TV. Other things you can do is deliver records and books to him to listen to or read. And you can basically just interact with him however you like. Some things work, some things don't. So graphics are nice. He's very nicely animated, as is the dog. You've got a nice layout for his house. It's not the most interesting thing in the world, but he moves around it doing his own thing if you don't type in any commands. Let's see if we can get him to do something at least, because thus far it's not a very good demonstration of the game. There we go, try to see if he will go and use the computer. He's thinking about it. Basically the idea is you just keep him healthy by feeding him and giving him water and keeping him entertained. As long as he's happy, he carries on living. There you go, he's having a little play on the computer. Don't really know what he's doing. So I was just about to type in for him to go and play the piano, and he's gone and done it anyway, so fair enough. So you do get some sound when he plays the piano. You can see the sky outside changes colour as the clock progresses on as well. I assume he does eventually go to sleep. So that's quite fun. Let's see if we can get him to write me a letter. Is he going to do it, or is he just going to do his own thing? He's kind of nodding towards me. You can tell whether he's happy or sad by the look on his face at the moment. He's got just a line which means he's reasonably happy. He's okay, but he's not super happy. There we go, he's sending me a little letter. Thank you for keeping me well stocked with food and water. I haven't given her any food yet, despite trying several times to do so. There you go, so he sends you a nice little letter. Not the most interesting of things again, but there you go. And it looks like he's off to watch the TV again, which he does a lot. So now he's off down to sit in his lounge, in his armchair. And if you press Control C, he gets a telephone call. Doesn't make a lot of noise. I think it's supposed to have a funny language that he speaks when he's on the phone, but I think that might only be included on the disc version of the game, which did have some more features. For example, apparently every disc version had a different person on it, so everyone looked a bit different. But while he's sitting in his chair, you can also do Control and P, which sends out this hand. Oh, I've just missed it. Let's try and get him to go back and sit down. Control and P, which kind of tickles him on the back of the head. That's like petting him or giving him a stroke if he was a pet dog. So he's really happy now. You can see he's got a happy smile on his face. And that's about it. That's pretty much all I've managed to find out so far. We've tried things like playing the piano and stuff. You could also ask him to take a shower, which I've not actually managed to get him to do, or go to bed. You can ask him to do what you like. He doesn't always do it. Sometimes he does seem to do things, other times he doesn't. Is he going to go to bed? He's walking. No, I don't know where he's going now. He's going up to his upper floor. He's probably going to watch TV again, because he just seems to be a lazy couch potato. No, he's going in this room, this mysterious room at the top, which he goes into for a while, and you never really find out what's in there, as was mentioned in the instructions. So in summary, it's a nice little thing to have, I suppose. Would you want to pay $2.99 for it? I don't think so, and I certainly wouldn't want to pay full price for it. It's a very clever little idea, and if you're into virtual pets and stuff, then you might want to give it a go. But and experiment with the commands and see what you can get him to do. But otherwise, it's a little bit boring. The one thing I'm going to do now is just leave it running for quite a while and see what happens when you basically ignore him for a couple of hours. Because basically that's always been fun. When I played The Sims, I used to lock my Sims in a room with no doors and just let them starve to death, because when you're playing God, why not? So he's back on the phone again, doing his own thing. We'll leave him to it. Not much more to say, really. The one thing I should say is, in the history of gaming, it's quite an important little game. Without this, there might not have been Tamagotchis or The Sims or other virtual pet simulation things that have come and gone throughout the years. There probably would have been, but you never know. This could have been the inspiration for all of them. So a clever idea from back in 1985, but ultimately not that interesting. Oh, he's just going to put a record on now though, so let's let him do that and play a bit of music. He's having a dance. It's now been around 3 hours since I did any other activity with my little computer person. So he hasn't been fed for 3 hours, and he hasn't had any kind of interactivity with me for 3 hours either. And he's still smiling, so nothing's changed. He's not getting sick, he's not getting grumpy. I think it's fair to say that this cassette version is a poor substitute for the disc version, which had all kinds of interesting stuff on it. I've been reading about it since I stopped recording earlier, and you could play games of poker with your guy and do all kinds of other stuff, none of which you seem to be able to do in this version of the game. So in summary, not really worth the $2.99 asking price. Oh, having said that, this very second he's just turned green, which is to suggest that he's really hungry and not very happy. So it looks like 3 hours is about the time it takes for you to ignore him. He's still smiling though, so that's a bit strange. So let's see if we can feed him now. So he's collected some food from the front door. You can see he's moving very slowly now. That's presumably because he's not very well. The dog's still looking well, and that hasn't been fed for ages either. Ah, so he's eating. And he's gone pink again, so he's happy again now. All the same, I think we've seen enough.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
2, 1, 0.